Hi folks, today's just an update video to let you know what gigs I've got coming up for the rest of the year. Some of you might have seen my video at the start of the year telling you what gigs I had coming up, but obviously since then there's been more shows announced by different bands and artists, so I've got quite a few more than what was on that video, so I'm just starting from afresh if you like, and this is what's happening from now until the end of the year. My name's Ricky and welcome to the channel Rewind the Gig. Okay, that was a good start. I managed to remember the new channel name at least, Rewind the Gig. So the next gig that I have coming up is Skunk Anansie, and that is on Thursday the 10th of April at the O2 Academy in Glasgow. And I'm quite excited for this one because I've not seen them since 2011. I first saw them in 1995 when they were relative unknowns when they played King Tut's in Glasgow, and it was only £5 to get in. And then the following year I saw them at the Barrowlands, and you know they'd been given such a push and risen quite a lot in popularity by then. I have got a lovely photo which I got taken with them in 2010 before their gig at the O2 Academy. I'd won a competition and you got to see them perform it was an acoustic show beforehand, and I came straight from work and I was in my suit, and I do remember Skin, the singer, joking that I looked like their band manager, and that's why they're kind of laughing in the photo at the time, but I think it's quite a good photo. I quite like that photo. So they'll be playing songs from their forthcoming album, which is The Painful Truth, and that's due to be released in May. And I've had a wee cheeky look at the set list already, and it looks good. It looks like they're playing about 20 odd songs, so I'm really looking forward to that one. Okay, so not long to wait until the next gig, which is the Manic Street Preachers, and it's actually the next night. I've got tickets for Friday the 11th and Saturday the 12th of April, and both shows are at the Barrowlands and both sold out within like 25-30 minutes and were difficult to get a hold of. So they'll be playing songs from the new album which came out in January called Critical Thinking, and I'm excited for this one because I've only saw the Manics twice before. The first time back in 2004 at the SCCC, and then in 2021 at the Barrowlands, and that was a great night. I was pretty drunk that night, and in fact I've got 2 videos on my channel which are a couple of the first videos that I ever uploaded, and there's some singing by me. I say singing, it's terrible, me in the background trying to sing along to these songs, probably just ruining it, you know, for everybody, but yeah, looking forward to that one. Okay, next up for that is Gun, and that is on Saturday the 3rd of May at St Luke's in the Winged Ox in Glasgow. And I've seen Gun now about 13 times, having first saw them in 2015. And this is part of their Hombres acoustic tour, so something a wee bit different. Now, if some of you are Gun fans, you might have seen that I uploaded about half an hour's worth of songs from an acoustic set and a fan special that they did at the G2 in the garage in Glasgow last year. Really good quality recording that because it was up pretty close. It was just a small select audience, only £5 to get in, so I might not film too much from this because I've got some really good Gun footage, so I'll just go and enjoy it, but I'll probably do a review of the gig. So yeah, Gun for the 14th time, so that should be good. The boys always put on a good show. Okay, after that, next up for me is A Day to Remember, and that is on Thursday the 22nd of May. This is just a solo effort. I'm going to this. I've got tickets for the balcony booth standing at the side at the O2 Academy in Glasgow, so I've only seen A Day to Remember once before, and that was back in 2015 at Download, so I've not actually seen them on their own performing, so I'm looking forward to that one and hopefully try and get some decent footage. Okay, after A Day to Remember, there's only 2 more days to wait until Saturday the 24th of May, and I'm going to see A Foreigner's Journey, and that's at the Classic Grand in Glasgow. So I'm going to see that with my partner Gillian and my pal Carol. And as the name suggests, it's a tribute band to both Foreigner and Journey. So I never got to see Journey last year because that got cancelled. And I just remember there were £120 for a ticket. So in a way, I was kind of glad when that got cancelled. I got the money refunded. But yeah, I'll get to see this. My partners saw them a couple of years ago and said it was a good night. So yeah, looking forward to going along and hearing some of those songs. Okay, next up after that is one of my favourite tribute bands, and that is Maiden Scotland. And they're playing at Moor in Glasgow. And that's a venue I've not actually been to before to see a band, so that'll be a wee bit different. But obviously, the Maiden Scotland guys are superb, and some of you have seen my footage and the review from that gig. And these guys are excellent, so that'll be a really good night. And it doesn't cost much for the ticket as well. Okay, next up is Steel Panther, and I'm really excited for this one. I've not seen these guys for ages. It's funny because I was thinking, like, should I do a video about bands that I'd love to see this year? And they were one I'd been thinking about and thinking they've not played Glasgow for a while. And then an announcement came out a couple of weeks ago that they were playing, so I was really happy about that. And I've got tickets to the balcony booth standing bit at the O2 Academy. So that is on Monday, the 16th of June. I've seen Steel Panther 7 times before. 3 of those times were at Download, and in fact, that was the last time I saw them back in 2014. So this tour is celebrating the 15th year since the release of the Feel the Steel album. So this will be a good night. The guys always put on a good show. I mean, musically they're spot on. I know some people think they're a bit jokey, but I think they play the guitar and everything really good, and the interaction with the crowd and everything, it's really funny, and getting girls up on stage, etc. So yeah, looking forward to that one. Okay, next up after that is Iron Maiden, and that is on Monday the 30th of June at the Hydro in Glasgow, and that's part of the Run for Your Lives tour. So on this tour, they'll be revisiting some of the older material back to the start up until about the Fear of the Dark album, I think. So this is really good, getting to see Maiden a couple of times, within short succession, because sometimes we would wait a couple of years, but it was 2023 when they did the Future Past tour, so obviously there's not much time left probably for Maiden, so this will be good, and we've obviously got the new drummer on it, so really looking forward to that one. I've seen Maiden 8 times before, so this will be my 9th time, so yeah, bring it on, up the irons. Okay, next up for me is another one of my favourite bands, and that is Wasp, and they are playing on Friday the 25th of July at the O2 Academy in Glasgow. And I think this marks the 40th year anniversary of the one album, and they're planning to play it full. So yeah, that'll be good. I think I've seen Wasp 7 or 8 times before. And again, Blackie Lawless, the singer, he's not getting any younger, but he still holds a good tune. So looking forward to seeing Blackie and the boys. Okay, after that, I've got a bit of a wait until the next one, and that is on Tuesday the 30th of September, and I'm going to see a trio at the SWG3 venue in Glasgow. And this is part of their 20-year anniversary tour of the Curse album. I remember buying that album at the time, and there was some cracking songs on it, such as Bleeding Mascara and Right Side of the Bed. That was how I first got into a trio, was hearing that Right Side of the Bed on one of the Kerrang albums. Okay, the next gig, hopefully, is going to be Those Damn Crows, and that would be on Tuesday the 21st of September, again back at the SWG3 in Glasgow. Now I say hopefully because at the time that I'm recording this video, the tickets aren't actually on sale. They go on sale tomorrow at 10 AM, so I'm hopeful that I'll get a ticket for them. They were recommended to me by my friend Carol, who goes to a lot of the gigs with me. They're a Welsh band. To be honest, I've been listening to them quite a bit, and I think they remind me a wee bit of Shinedown. So yeah, the guys have got a good voice, so it'll hopefully not be pitched at too high a cost. If it's at the SWG3, I'm reckoning that it might be like £45. So hopefully I get tickets for that, and that'll be a first, and I'll film some footage from it. Okay, next up after that is Tuesday the 28th of October at the Hydro in Glasgow. I am off to see Disturbed, and this is part of their 25-year anniversary of the Sickness album, where they're playing it in full, plus some of their greatest hits, to quote them. They're also supported on this by Megadeth, so that'll be pretty good. I've seen Megadeth 6 times before, and I've seen Disturbed 4 times before. I've not seen Disturbed since 2017 when they co-headlined with Avenged Sevenfold, so that promises to be a good night. I've got seating tickets for it, so I'll have a really good view. I'll be in the Club Hydro seating area, so look forward to bringing you some footage and a review afterwards of that night. Okay, so I'm into November for the next one, and that is on Sunday the 9th of November, and I am going to see Saxon, and that's at the O2 Academy in Glasgow. So I've seen them 4 times before. I still think they've got a really good voice, sound really good live, and some of you might remember I saw them as part of the support for Judas Priest last year, so yeah, that should be a good night. Okay, so a bit like buses, I don't have long to wait until the next one. It's basically the next night. So Monday the 10th of November, off to see Volbeat at the Hydro, supported by Bush. And I'm a bit surprised by this choice of venue. Like, I think this is maybe a bit ambitious. I don't know, I'd hopefully I'm proved wrong, but I mean, the ticket was only £51, so I think they've set the price for it well, so hopefully it does sell out, but I don't know, personally I think it might be a bit ambitious. I've not seen them since 2016 when they supported Alter Bridge at the Hydro, and prior to that, the last time I saw them is 2014 at the Barrowlands. So yeah, looking forward to seeing these guys. Okay, not long to wait until the next one after that, and that is The Offspring on Tuesday the 18th of November, and they are playing the Hydro in Glasgow, and this is part of their Supercharged album, which they released at the end of last year. So yeah, I was looking through it, and it doesn't look like I've actually seen The Offspring on their own. From my records, the only time that I can recall seeing them was back in 2002 at the Glasgow gig in the Green, so yeah, this'll be good, and a first for me. I'm due to be standing at it, so I'm not sure if I'll get much footage filmed from it, because I don't really like filming in front of somebody, so we shall see. Okay, so the last one that I have booked is The Almighty, and that is at the Barrowlands in Glasgow on Sunday the 30th of November, and this was part of their Free and Easy when they announced it a couple of years ago, and it falls on St Andrew's Day, so this will be good, because the last 2 years, the guys have been excellent. I've got some really nice clips from 2023, but last year I was quite late in, and it was totally mobbed, like really packed, so we ended up a bit over at the side, and I didn't really have the best angle, so I didn't really take many clips from it. So I'll not make that mistake this time. I'll be in early for it and looking forward to it. So I'm sure there'll be maybe more concerts to add between this video going out and the rest of the year, because from memory, I think like December last year, I went to something like 10 or 11 gigs. It was just got crazy busy as it does. You have the festivals during the summer, and then in the winter time, like bands go on tour, and then springtime they tend to write new material. So we'll see what happens. Okay, if you're planning on going to any of these concerts, then let me know in the comments if you'll be at these venues, or if you're planning on seeing them as part of the UK, European or world tour. Obviously, as these concerts happen, I plan on recording some clips, whether it be a short form or longer videos. I also plan on doing reviews for most or all of the gigs as well, so I will bring you that as and when I can. So that's all for now. Until the next time, have a good day.